Hello everybody. Thank you very much for taking part to this French+Science webinar. So first of all, just so you know, the webinar is being recorded. Now I will present to you the three speakers. So first we have Hélène from Campus France Norway. We also have Jules from Campus France Denmark. And I, Mélie, from Campus France Estonia. So I will quickly present the general idea of the French+Science programs, or summer schools, as you want to call them. And then we will go more specifically into the three programs and what they are about. And then we will learn more about the scholarships opportunities and the way you need to do to register. And we'll have as a little video of last year's grantees, and we will end up by a Q&A session if there are still some parts that are not clear enough. So we are really glad to talk about the second edition of the French+Science programs that are going to happen this summer, 2023. We can switch slide. So more about the project. So those French+Science summer schools are dedicated to English-speaking students from all over the world. So we are, as Nordic countries, doing this presentation, but just so you know that anybody on the planet can register to participate, actually. And the age of the participants needs to be above 18, but it's more targeted for bachelor students or last year of high school pupils. And you can go there without any level of French. You will learn it along the way. Of course, if you already have a good level in French, it's going to be also an opportunity to improve. But the only language requirement is that you are at least level, because all of the activities that are not the French courses are going to be fully in English. So anybody with a good English level can participate. So what are the objectives? Actually, it's quite transparent, as the name of the summer school is French+Science. So first of all, you will either acquire or improve your skills in French, but you will also have a big scientific part when you will have the possibility to explore the scientific knowledge that you have chosen and the specific region that the summer school is going to take place. And the last part, which is not in the name, but which is also a big part, is that you will have the opportunity to discover the region that you're in and to do a lot of cultural activities and to know more about a specific part of France. So, how it is going to happen? So the French+Science program is going to last 3 weeks or a bit less for some programs. And it will be a group of maximum 20 students. So it's really a small group. You will have the opportunity to really know each other during those 3 weeks. And as I said, the students can come from all over the world. So over France, first of all, but you will also have the opportunity to discover a lot of people from different origins and with a lot of different backgrounds, which is really a rich experience. So as I said, French+Science because of the French classes and the science knowledge exploration also. So the French classes, there will be 15 hours per week of French classes. And because it's an academic course, you can claim 6 European credits for those classes. So if you're, for example, already doing your bachelor, you can take this opportunity to validate some credits and to keep them for the year to come, which is also a good thing. So good thing for like a recreational activity, but at the same time, you will get those European credits. And actually, the whole program is 30 hours per week. So you have half of it, which is French classes, and the other half will be the cultural activities and scientific discoveries, which means that you still have a lot of time also to do things on your own, to spend time with the new friends that you get, and to discover the city, but not with a group activity, but do whatever you want. So, how is the scientific module organized? The different region has been chosen because they are like an excellency region on each topics. And the scientific programs has a wish to mainly focus on sustainable issue, which is, as we know, a really important topic nowadays. And so the scientific topic will be approached in a way that you will have visits in private companies and also in research labs. So either R&D research in companies or public research labs. You will also have the opportunity to attend conferences and presentations given by experts, and you will have opportunities to participate to debates, either between the group of participants, but also with those experts. So you really have a real conversation with people with a top knowledge on those topics. And what is good about it is that this program has been thought in a way that you will really get an insight of the professional life in those special areas. So you will be working on really real life projects and societal challenges, and you will meet with like competent and experts people from a private and public sector. So you will really have an experience on what it is to work in this area on this specific part of France. So now let's get more in depth for each program. So as you know, there are 3 different programs that we are promoting and that we are offering grants for. First one in a chronological order is the one in Normandy, so north of France, in Rouen. Second one will be south of France, in Montpellier. And third one will be in Brest, in Brittany. So as you see, each city is actually either on the border on the ocean or the Mediterranean Sea. So as we know that we are, and you are also sea people, you won't be like too much disturbed by the new environment, as you will still be able to see either the ocean or the sea. So first program, which is gonna happen in Normandy, in the city of Rouen, focuses on the transport and energy. This one will be between the end of May and the beginning of June. So Normandy, first of all, the city of Rouen is a really wonderful city. It's crossed by the river, the Seine, in the middle, and it's actually called the city of 100 churches. So it's a really beautiful city with a lot of architecture from Middle Ages, but also a lot of good food. I don't know if you heard of the French cheese camembert, which I know you can at least find in Estonia. So this cheese comes from the Normandy region. And of course, as the program focuses on the transport and energy, it's really a really important area for those topics, mainly with an aerospace cluster and also a lot of research and development in the automobile industry. So first of all, aerospace. So Normandy is a region with this cluster of a lot of companies who are really leaders worldwide in the field of aerospace. You have, for example, some parts of the Ariane spacecraft that are built in Normandy, and also a lot of research and development in the automobile industry, as I said. And as we talked about, you will have this really real-life professional immersion, talking to experts. So, for example, in Rouen, you will have a lot of contacts in universities and also engineering schools, just like INSA or SCGLEC, but also contacts inside research laboratories such as Korea or GBM, and private companies.
So hi everyone, now we'll talk a little bit more about the next summer school, which will take place in Montpellier between the 4th of June until the 24th of June 2023. And this one will focus on sustainable development and renewable energy more generally, so how to tackle climate change issues. First, a few words about Montpellier. So Montpellier, it's a city that is located in the south of France. It's near the Mediterranean Sea, so it's a very interesting climate, especially at that time of the year during the summer. And what you can know is that it is one of the largest cities in the Occitania region, with Toulouse, Nîmes, and also Perpignan. And it attracts many tourists during the summer period because it's over 5 million tourists every year. So you have a lot to see, to enjoy, and I think you will highly appreciate the cultural visits. Besides that, the summer program will take place within the Fleur Center Accent Français, which is located in the city center of Montpellier. So you will be lucky with a very interesting location. And just for you to know as well, Montpellier is rather a student city because half of the population is actually under 35 years old. So you will have plenty of opportunity to mingle as well and to meet with young people, especially during the summertime, because June is actually an interesting month for all. Actually, of the summer programs, you have what we name Fête de la Musique, so this music celebration. It's really nice to attend it because you will see in the streets, you will have plenty of artists playing, and you will also in Montpellier, for instance, have a comedian festival. So we highly recommend you to take part to this cultural celebrations. Moving on a little bit more to the scientific program in itself. So like I said, it will focus on sustainable development, and Montpellier is the right city to study this specific field of study because it has a long tradition of sciences and vocational training. Actually, the University of Montpellier is one of the oldest ones in Europe. And it is also ranked among the world leaders in ecology. So you will have a lot to learn, and the city in itself is internationally renowned for research in the fields of health, agronomy, and environment. Just like for the previous summer school, you will have the opportunity to get into contact with many companies, whether in the public or private sectors, but also, like I said, with the university field itself. So for instance, you have some interesting higher education institution, just like Sup Agro, but you will also be able to visit some research centers, just like IRSTEA, or also like to go on some tours and to visit also some public companies or associations that are committed to renewable energies and sustainable development. Last year, actually for the first edition, a group took part to this summer school, and here are a few pictures of their experiences, and as you can see, they had a really good time, and that can already give you an idea a little bit about the vibe. So on the bottom, you can see some pictures that were taken during the French classes, and also some of the cultural visits and scientific part.
Hello everyone, I hope you can hear me as well. So now we are going to talk about the last program, the one about science and technology of the sea that is held in Bretagne, Brittany, from the 19th of June to the 7th of July. You can just, yeah, perfect, thanks. So the program is held at the Ciel Bretagne. Ciel Bretagne has been teaching French as a foreign language for 30 years, and it welcomes between 700 and 1,000 students from all over the world each year. So you will be working in association with the stakeholders of the French Pole for Marine Research in Brest, and the 3-week program conducted in English will allow you to meet with companies and state-of-the-art laboratories. And of course, like as we said, like this program also includes a wide selection of excursions and cultural visits centered on the theme of the program. So here, like as you can see, it's a lot related to the sea, because like La Bretagne is a region really like surrounded by the sea, and especially in Brest, you are like, as we say, at the end of the world, and so you will have like access to wonderful landscape and a really nice environment. And in summer, you can really enjoy the sea, go surfing, hiking on the cliffs, also diving. So it's a really good opportunity to be there to enjoy the sea. So yeah, Brest is also really famous and being a top-ranking place for marine sciences in Europe, but it's also really well known worldwide. There are many actors such as the IFREMER, the French Research Institute for Marine Research, and many of the companies there, they are also dedicated to the sea. So it's a really good environment for this area. And also, like last year in 2022, Brest has been hosting the One Ocean Summit. So it's a rising place also for the sea at an institutional, from an institutional point of view. Yeah, so like the whole city itself is turned toward the sea. You can also move around all around to discover the Brest Bay, the islands around, and so on. And during the 3-week program, as we said, like you will have a course content of like 30 hours per week, and that is including actually the visits and discovering the region. And as Millie said at the beginning, you can get 6 ECTS from this. That is pretty interesting, actually. And considering the professional immersion, you will have the opportunity to meet many companies, research lab, and other actors as universities and so on. And I've been myself working in marine research in Brest before this job, and I have to say that it's a really great environment if you are interested into this field, because everyone is connected to the sea by one way or another, and you can discover like some really unique actors. For instance, as we can see here, there is like the Écloserie du Tindeuf. Actually, that was the first great scallops hatchery in the world. You also have, like, for instance, the Station Biologique de Roscoff, like the biological station of Roscoff, and they are really involved at the top in terms of algae, for instance. And yeah, so this is the last year promo.
So now that we've presented you the different SUM schools, we would like to tell you a little bit more about how to attend them, and especially to let you know that actually we represent 3 different French institutes, so the one from Estonia, Denmark, and Norway. And this year we are very happy because all of us, we are going to award some scholarships to the best applicants, meaning that these scholarships will cover all costs. You don't have to pay for anything. It does cover transportation from your home until the place where the program is going to take place. Also the transportation during the program with all the visits and excursions we've been mentioning. Also the accommodation, so depending on the program, you might be accommodated in student residencies or in host families, but that will come later on in the process of registration. Also the cultural excursions, the scientific visits we mentioned, the French classes, and what we say like pocket money, meaning living allowance actually. So all of this means that you can have this quite comprehensive financial scheme to help you go on this mobility. And actually in Estonia, there are 2 scholarships that will be granted to Estonian residents. You don't need to have actually the Estonian nationality, you just need to be a resident of Estonia, and that's the same thing for Denmark and Norway. In Denmark, this year, the French Embassy of Denmark will grant 4 scholarships, and the French Embassy of Norway will grant 10 scholarships. So you have many opportunities to take, and we'll just advise you to apply. The call for application is already opened and you have until the 20th of March to apply. Now, how to apply exactly? Well, actually, it's quite simple. You just have to go on the website of your National French Institute. We'll write the link in the chat part. Then over there, you will find some articles dedicated to the French+Sciences summer schools, and you will just have some forms to fill in with your personal contact details, just normal information, date of birth, address, email, things like that. Then we'll ask you to upload an English resume also, because among the visits, you will visit private companies and labs that actually are not open to the public. So they just want to know a little bit more about your profile and background. And what is interesting as well is that, as Melly mentioned at the beginning, actually this program, you will be within small crowds of students, between 10 to 20 students, meaning that the FLUS centers are very eager to adapt a little bit the program based on your own interests. That's why we're asking you about your resume as well, because if we know more about you, we can really be more flexible and adapt it to your wishes and the study fields that you are registered in. So that might be interesting for you to know. And then we'll ask you to indicate the summer school you're interested in, knowing that you can select several ones. Just if you do so, we'll ask you to mention which one is your first choice, which one is your second choice, and which one is your third choice. Then you will have to explain what are your motivations to take part in this specific program. So both your motivation to go to France and also to attend this specific scientific program. Now, what if you don't get a scholarship? Well, if you're eager to self-finance your stay, you can still go for it. Then it's a little bit of a different procedure. You just need to directly register on the website of our partner FLUS centers. I've been saying, and Melly as well, and Jules as well, FLUS from the beginning, but it means French as a foreign language, actually. And then you can just go directly on their website. You can find all the relevant information also on our website if you want to find the direct links. And then you will just have to fill in some forms as well. And there won't be any selection. I mean, if you go for it yourself, then I think you will be directly registered. And if you have any question regarding this procedure, we'll just advise you to directly contact the person that are in charge of this program at the level of the FLUS centers. Now, when it comes to the deadlines, the dates vary a little bit compared to ours, meaning that I know that for Rouen, you can apply until the end of March. And for the two others, summer schools, meaning the one that will take place in Montpellier and the one that will take place in Brest, you have until mid-April to apply. Now, when it comes to the cost, it actually varies depending on your wish to be either in university housing or host families, but then it is up to you. And that is just examples, because I know that it varies as well depending on the FLUS center that is organizing it. To conclude this webinar, we just wanted to show you for the first time a quick video about two of our last year participants who testified and shared a little bit more about their experiences. So we hope you will enjoy that.
We went to Brest in France. I really wanted to learn French better. And also the program sounded very interesting.
So, yeah, the perfect combination of science and French.
It's cool to see what you can do with science instead of just learning about it in school. I really liked my French teacher. She was very, very good and it was very interactive class, because I think in my class we were only like 6 people. So you get to talk a lot and it doesn't feel as heavy when you go to school. It's more fun. It was fine. All the visits were in English, and I feel like in the stores and in Brest it was fine to just speak English or try and speak French. About half of the people there were Norwegian and the other half were from different countries. But we became like a little friend group, and everyone went out to eat dinner together and stuff like that. Yeah, it was one of the highlights of my summer.
Definitely. And I really want to go again.
Me too.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was about last year participants. And now, just if you want to get more information, all of us represent one of the Campus France office in our in different countries. So here you can just scan the QR code to go to our Instagram accounts, actually, where we publish most of our information, also regarding the French+Sciences summer schools and grants that we offer. So you can just access these links quite easily and also check the websites of the French Institute of Denmark, Estonia and Norway on their own to find the article dedicated to French+Sciences. Now we are reaching the end of this presentation. We would like to thank you very much for your participation, but before you go, we'll have this Q&A session right now. So don't hesitate if you have any further questions to ask them. The Q&A section is located at the bottom of your screen, and over there you can write to us.
Yes, thank you, Hélène. So we already have some questions from Mary, so we can start to answer them. So the first one was, how many Norwegian applicants did you have last year? I'll let you answer, Hélène.
So last year, actually, that was the first year that we launched this program, and we had 24 applicants for our scholarship, but at that time we had only 6. So you see it's only increasing in terms of numbers. And yeah, so that was about last year. We'll see about this one. But as you can see, the chances are still quite high to get them. That's what I mean. So we really advise you to apply.
So the second question was, is there any recommended academic experience or direction that makes the student more relevant? I plan on applying for Masters in Innovation or Entrepreneurship next semester, which I think could mix well with the sustainable program you're offering. But I'm finishing a bachelor degree in management and digitalization. So I can answer you actually on this point. It's part of your motivation. I mean, if it's like well included, like this experience is well included in your like global courses, of course we will take this into account. And I think if it's relevant, it's something like that you can write on your motivation text that you send us. And yeah, of course, it's something that we will consider.
Maybe just to add one thing, because we didn't mention it before, but of course you have some specific scientific themes that are developed in each of these summer schools, but it's very well recommended and also like very interesting for the entire groups of students when you come up with different backgrounds. So it's not because it's only focusing on technologies and sciences that you need to have studied maritime sciences. Of course, it's highly relevant if it's the case, but you can also come to that field with a different perspective. And that's the same thing for the 2 other summer schools. I mean, last year, I know that some students who took part of the one that took place in Montpellier on sustainable development came up with a political sciences background, and that was highly interesting for the entire group, even from a philosophical background. So we just advise you to apply if you're interested in the program, whatever your background is.
So we have another question from Christine. Do you have to already be studying to apply? I think like you are asking this question because maybe you are still in high school or something. If yes, the thing is that you have to be 18 to apply. But if you are still in high school and you are like entering in next September to the university, of course, you are really welcome to apply. Then another question, is it relevant to put our work historic in the CV? Maybe someone else want to answer?
I can answer. Yes, it's relevant because the goal, as Hélène said, is to know more about you and your past experiences. So any work that you did would be of interest of us. So you can put the work you did, if you did also some volunteering for organizations, and of course the kind of studies you did. either at university or in high school if you choose one specialty, or if you were really interested in one topic more than another, you can include all of this. Everything that can help you know you that can help us know you better. So yeah.
A question from Ida. What should we include in the CV? Should we include our motivation for doing that text, or should that be written somewhere else?
I can answer